The Impact Awards honor Formlabs users whose work pushes the industry and honestly humanity forward with a positive impact on the world in a way that wasn't possible before. I had the honor of kicking off our inaugural Impact Award presentation. I presented at our 2019 User Summit in Boston to Matej Vlasic, who created a custom prosthesis solution for his son to actually help him walk again. The next year, I had the pleasure of presenting the award to Jonathan Ford and Summer Decker at USF, as well as Todd Goldstein at Northwell Health, for an application that literally impacted all of us on a global scale. And that's because we awarded the Impact Award for their work in designing COVID test swabs and helping get the design to users who printed tens of millions of these swabs at the peak of the COVID pandemic when there were enormous supply chain shortages. So it was just amazing, inspiring, but also just impacting every one of our lives. And then last year, I also had the pleasure of giving the award to Julian Montenero, who's a prosthesis specialist. And we gave it to him because he invented a new prosthetics workflow for breast cancer survivors. And once again, just an amazingly inspiring story that impacted people's lives. And now talking about the 2022 Impact Awards, we're doing something a little bit different this year. If you look back over the last couple of years, you'll definitely notice a couple consistent themes, definitely in the impact and the positive energy you get from those applications, but also the fact that each of them was also from, largely speaking, the healthcare space. And I think one of the things we've thought about over the last couple of years is that it's definitely very impactful to have an application in the healthcare space, and it's much easier to draw that line to impact when thinking about impacting someone's health. But there are so many different ways to create impact across a bunch of different areas, whether in healthcare, whether in art and design, whether in manufacturing, or even in sustainability. And so this year, we actually have 8 winners across 8 different categories. We had 37 nominees, and we called out to you, our user community, to vote on these. And we actually had more than 5,400 votes on these. And so today we'll be presenting the first 4 categories in manufacturing, dentistry, research and education, as well as sustainability. And then you could join us again tomorrow when we present awards in 4 final categories, which is healthcare, art and design, product design and engineering, as well as user achievement. And so without further ado, I want to get on to the actual awards themselves. This is actually the trophy that each of our winners will actually receive. And I want to give a shout out to our friends at Nervous Systems, Jessica and Jesse, who've designed this amazing trophy. And it's just a testament to what's possible with 3D printing. And it's just an awesome design that we're excited to get in the hands of our winners. So our first category in manufacturing, our nominees are Christian Alman Egeda from Carmo, as well as Patrick Marr from Hasbro. And the winner is Patrick Marr from Hasbro. This is a really exciting application because Hasbro is disrupting the design and manufacturing status quo to create first-of-their-kind mass customized action figures. This is honestly a field that has felt homogenous for a long time, and that's why the Selfie series is so exciting, because these action figures enable anyone's face, skin color, hairstyle to be part of the identity of their favorite movie or comic book hero. And honestly, my favorite one is Iron Man, so I'm coming clean on that one. Can't wait to get that in my own hands. And it's exciting because as Senior Director of Model Management, Patrick led the team in bringing this incredible project to life. After our Impact Awards, we actually have a session with him and the Hasbro team. So don't miss that after this, but really quickly, let's hear from Patrick.
Hey everyone, on behalf of the Hasbro Selfie team, I'm thrilled to accept the Formlabs Impact and Manufacturing Award for our development of the Selfie series. This partnership with Formlabs was a labor of love for this team here for the last 2 years, as we came up with a personalized action figure for our fan base across the U.S. So thrilled to accept it, and thanks everyone at Formlabs.
And our next category is dentistry. In this category, our nominees are Carolyn Kincaid, Dr. Daniela Parusheva, Dr. Lisa Alvetro, Dr. Alejandro Pineda, Dr. Pablo and Alejandro Ramirez, Stephen Kramer, and Dr. Yurdanur Uçar. And the winner is Dr. Yurdanur Uçar. Dr. Uçar is a prosthodontist based in Antalya, Turkey. And we got to know her work via one of our great partners, BTech. She's been working as a private practitioner, pushing forward the adoption of innovative dental applications with 3D printing in the local clinic where she works and where she has trained her peers. As a professor, she has supervised and executed multiple research projects with her PhD students around new materials used in 3D printing, which provided valuable clinical evidence around the performance of these materials and creates trust for other clinicians. Her work has empowered the future generations of clinicians and to foster the adoption of the digital workflow in the global dental industry. Now let's hear from Dr. Uçar.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be the winner of the Formlabs Impact Award for dental category. This award means a lot for me because it's the appreciation of a 22 years academic life and all the research done on additive manufacturing. I'd like to thank to Formlabs family for nominating me for this award. I also would like to congratulate all other nominees. I want to heartfully thank to each and everyone who voted during that period. I always loved my job. I loved dentistry. I always did. But thanks to 3D printing, I love my job. I fell in love with my job again because it helps me to serve my patients with a high standard in a decreased time period. So it's a lot easier to make patients happy thanks to 3D printing technology. Thank you again.
And our next category is research and education. And our nominees are Captain Brad Baker, Ryan Mandel, Andrew Bergeron and James Crigger, as well as Julian Baudgelet. And the winner is, or are, Andrew Bergeron and James Crigger at Canadian Nuclear Laboratories. So Andrew and James are the first researchers to 3D print nuclear fuel, and they used the Form 3 to achieve this milestone for the industry. SLA printing enabled them to optimize fuel pellet geometry and design, which has proved significant advantages for efficiency, safety, and fuel burnups. Here you can actually see this publication highlighting the pioneering work in the nuclear industry. Accepting on behalf of the team is Andrew. So let's hear from Andrew.
3D printing allows a lot more flexibility in the design of parts. And when applying 3D printing to nuclear fuel, what that allows us to do is make fuels that are better designed to remove heat, which ultimately makes the fuels safer and perform better.
Our next category is sustainability. And our nominees in sustainability are Ferran Navarro, Nate Formel and Dr. Ian Enox, Peter Depp, as well as Shaw Repair Team. And the winner is Ferran Navarro with SiOCAST. Now, SiOCAST developed a new machine that bridges the gap between injection molding and resin casting. It's this really interesting application where they also developed molding and casting materials that are 100% recyclable, resulting in a zero waste workflow. And they use Formlabs printers to make high quality 3D printed masters. And I actually had the pleasure to actually speak with Ferran and talk about their product and how sustainability is important to SiOCAST. So let's cut to that now. Hi, Ferran. Great to see you. First of all, congratulations on the Impact Award. That's really awesome to win it in our first sustainability award. So congratulations.
Thank you, Logan. We are really happy and honored about having this award. And yeah, thank you to Formlabs for hosting us and being the possibility of doing this interview. And also thanks to all our team and SiOCAST and Connect's team who's been working so hard during so many years working in this technology.
Tell us a little bit more about SiOCAST, where you're located, what the business is.
Cool. Yeah, SiOCAST, it's a spin-off from a industrial company called Connex. The main core business of Connex and expertise is designing high temperature resistant silicone rubbers, and normally used for technical applications or spin casting. And the company invested years of R&D in order to develop new technology here in our headquarters in Barcelona, in order to try to develop and put together two main ideas, which are really easy, but very difficult to put together, which is injection molding as an industrial high-speed, low-cost manufacturing system, but also silicon rubber low-cost tooling, which also has a lot of advantages.
Yeah, well, it would be great. Can you tell me a little bit more about like just the hybrid mold making process? It would be great to see some of the parts and a little bit of the process if you can.
Yeah, of course. The hybrid technology it's based on the silicon rubber. It's a hard HTV silicon rubber, not the ones that are liquid and poured by gravity. And you can see it's have a texture like a putty. And those silicons are highly formulated in order to withstand high temperatures and also mechanical forces. So we use 3D printed masters, which are, we use the SLA technology from Formlabs in order to create very high detailed masters that needs to withstand an vulcanization process.
And that's actually in our, which resin is that?
This is the model, dental model 2.
Okay, gotcha.
And we use those masters, like see, that was a toy part, this is a fishing lure, in order to create then the silicon rubber. So here we have a layout, which is, now you'll see an injector mold, which is like this, where we use those masters, like these parts, which was the master for this project. And also to create under still the silicon in soft state, what we see, we create the cavities together with the masters, and we use runners, pre-designed runners that we manufacture them in our Fuse 1 machine, which is just right here, which is now working.
Awesome. Okay, so you're using SLS as well.
Yeah, this is those runners are made of PA12 SLS from Fuse, and they give us a lot of durability for vulcanization. So in this process, when we have the 2 layers of silicon rubber with the masters inside, with the runners, we also use centering systems, and we vulcanize it in a special metal frame, in a special vulcanizing press, so that more or less from the moment we have the masters printed, which is overnight and cleaned and post-processed, we are maybe overnight 1 day, 2 days maximum. Then we do the mold, which is a labor process, which may take from 20 minutes to 2-3 hours maximum. We vulcanize it during 40 minutes, and then the mold is, we have already an injection mold to go in our CO Form 1 injection molding machine. Okay,
so that's the machine behind you.
Yeah, this is the machine we developed. This process and this technology, it's a full ecosystem from machine, which is a very special injection molding system. Our specific thermoplastic that we've developed, it's a very custom designed plastic, which is has some specific properties that were enable this process to work, because injection molding, it's a pressure system and silicon molds are soft and flexible. So we need to create an injection flow according to the specs we developed in the project. And this machine is the one that will do it. So from the moment we have the design, we 3D print, we make the masters, and we go into production. It may take less than 3 days. And then this machine is going to make around from 30 to 60 castings an hour, which is industrial. Industrial productivity.
Well, that's awesome. I guess since we are talking about the Impact Award and specifically in sustainability, I think everybody would love to know. I mean, how does sustainability come into play here in your process, and why is that even important to you and your company and just the process in general?
Yeah, of course. Having the possibility of making high quality, high volume manufacturing in-house change the full ecosystem and the full mindset of manufacturing. Normally here, the SiOCAST process competes against 2 or 3 different current existing technologies, with maybe spin casting, polyurethane gravity casting in liquid silicons, but also injection molding as it is, which is normally made offshore. So having the productivity, high volume manufacturing in-house saves tons of CO2 from transport from manufacturing in Asia. We have many customers that use the technology in-house. They've brought all the production in-house. They have better quality, on-demand manufacturing, and a lower cost per unit. Also, when we compare against resin casting is a process. The molds will last from 15 to 30 shots, and before throwing away the silicon. Here, our silicon is high performant, and we have between 300 to 500 shots between the silicon starts to degrade. So the residues from existing companies, they go in silicon, they are 20 times less. Also, the productivity goes 10, 15 times more. And also resin, polyurethane resin is a toxic element, which creates a lot of residues during the process. While our material is a thermoplastic, which it's going to be recycled 100% during the manufacturing process. So every miscast, every runner that you've seen in the molds is going to be reused, and we call it a zero waste plastic technology. So you can make absolutely amazing detail parts and miniatures, but also terrain parts, very delicate, all those printed with the form terrain models. But also other applications like technical parts. You can see here, this is the master print made with a Form 3 machine. And this is the black final parts, which in 3 days, from the design to volume manufacturing, we can make around 3,000 units per day of this part, which is belongs to a flight simulator.
Well, this is awesome. I mean, you've innovated in manufacturing and injection molding, and you've also made a more sustainable process. That's congratulations on the Impact Award and in sustainability. And it's great chatting with you, and best of luck to you. But once again, congratulations to you and your team.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure. See you in Formnext, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
And welcome to the final 4 categories of our Impact Award. We gave our first 4 awards yesterday, and today I'm excited to give the awards in our final 4 categories. Our first category is healthcare, and our nominees are Xavi Fernando, Brian Albers, Liana Genovese, James Austin and Dr. Adil Akhtar, Christophe Debat, Zoo Tampa and USF, and Medivis. And our winner in healthcare is Brian Albers with St. Louis Children's Hospital. During Brian's career, he's developed a number of 3D printed protocols for 2 different children's hospitals, including models for pre-surgical planning, surgical cutting guides, and surgical templates, impacting the outcomes for hundreds of pediatric patients. Brian also goes beyond the expected medical uses of 3D printing to care for his patients and their families, and he's developed a process for 3D printable bereavement models for critically ill patients. This is just an important and powerful memorial piece for parents. And so you could see some of those here. But let's hear from Brian. Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you very much. It's an amazing honor to be recognized like this. A few quick thank yous. Definitely to my fiance, Lindsay, who's been very supportive of my generally chaotic career schedules working in a hospital. My parents have been very supportive of my education and career, and always teaching me to push the limits of what I do, and that's allowed me to be successful in this field. And then lastly, my supervisor, Dan, who has fostered an amazing work environment, giving me the tools and support that I need to continue to push the limits and the boundaries and just provide that higher level of care. 3D printing is the cornerstone of my career. I don't know where I would be without it. I mean, it is the essence of what I do here in the hospital, providing these 3D printed models for both clinical planing as well as just general helping of the family and what can only be described as some of the most stressful days of their lives. These models work to give the physicians a better understanding and a platform to practice and plan out these procedures, but at the same time can be used as a tool to help these parents better understand what is going on with their child, who in some instances are only hours old that are already going in for major surgery. Help them understand what repairs are being done, what is going on with their child, and maybe just cut a little bit of that stress in the waiting room, which I can't even imagine how stressful that can be. And taking that further, with these bereavement model projects, previously they were made with plaster, with no contingencies, no backups, and this is not something that a family should have to be without. Something so important and powerful in relation to their child. So by leveraging 3D scanning and 3D printing technology, we can make something that is significantly stronger and has a backup. Because, like I said, no family should be without something this important. So thank you very much for everything here, and definitely thank you to Formlabs for the nomination and and the continued support in the field that we do, and thank you to everybody that voted for me and showing of the support of the work that I do here at St. Louis Children's Hospital. So thank you.
Our next category is art and design, and our nominees in art and design are Quincy Vaden, Jaco Snyman, Jenny Wu, and Alan Drummond. And the winner in art and design is Jenny Wu of Lace by Jenny Wu. So Jenny is a multidisciplinary designer, architect, and on top of that, a jeweler based in LA. Her jewelry brand just launched the Lace Sampling Program. This is an innovative take on try-on samples for customers who purchase jewelry online. So customers receive a package of rings or cuffs printed in nylon 12 on the Fuse 1, and this enables them to assess sizing and style before taking the bigger step of selecting a casted gold piece from the collection. Congratulations. Let's hear from Jenny.
Hi, I'm Jenny Wu. I am the founder of Lace by Jenny Wu, a 3D printed jewelry brand, as well as partner at the architectural firm Oiler Wu Collaborative. Because I've used 3D printing throughout my career as an architect, it made sense to me to experiment with 3D printing as the primary production method for my jewelry brand. What I didn't realize 8 years ago was that 3D printing would be a complete game changer. It has shaped the ethos of my brand from design, production, to marketing, and I'm really honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Our next category is product design and engineering. Our nominees are Tom Watkins, Tim Schoitze, Tom Heindel, Charlie Byrd, and Edgar Unigarro. And our winner is Charlie Byrd with M2 Optics. So M2 Optics has leveraged additive manufacturing to make a massive impact for custom fiber optic solution design and production for the aerospace and communication industries. Lighter weight, more precise components can be designed and manufactured in a matter of hours, not days or weeks, decreasing cost while also bringing supply chain control in-house. Congratulations. Let's hear from Charlie.
Hello, I'm Charlie Byrd, president of M2 Optics, the world leader in high-density packaged fiber solutions. First, I want to say thank you for the honor of receiving this Impact Award. We leverage additive manufacturing technologies here on a daily basis to decrease reliance on supply chain. We all know what a struggle that's been over the last couple of years especially. Also, it allows us to create complete custom solutions and have them out the door to the customer in hours and days rather than weeks or months. In addition, I'm a CEO of the nonprofit Tiffany B. Autry Foundation, where we use these same technologies to enhance the lives of children in need. Please check us out at www.m2optics.com and www.tiffanyaltryfoundation.com. Thanks again for the award.
And now our final category in the 2022 Formlabs Impact Awards, User Achievement. Our nominees are Britt Ransom, Joelle Telling, Rafael da Silva, and Orberic Art Productions. And our final winner is Britt Ransom. So Britt has the notoriety of having printed the thinnest print. She is a sculptor and associate professor at Carnegie Mellon University, and her work leverages environmental data, which is transformed into digitally manufactured sculptures with references to both natural and manufactured human environments. So congratulations. Let's hear from Britt.
3D printing as a process in my sculptural practice is really important because my final projects often manifest as small individual sculptures that are 3D printed. In particular, like using a Formlabs machine allows me to print and replicate things in nature that other machines aren't able to do. It allows me to keep the scale and materiality feel relatively similar. And it gives me a lot of flexibility to think about how I represent nature in my own practice. And 3D printing is a really important part of the kind of larger idea of thinking about what it means to be able to capture something, manipulate something, and also look at something in our landscape that we can touch, that we can see on the screen, that we can also see in real life. And 3D printing allows me to kind of move in between those different ways that we use our senses to feel the world and see the world.